Hello, everybody, and welcome to a game I found on the internet. I adjusted my webcam for some reason. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a game I found on the internet called The Uncle Who Works for Nintendo. And that's like a joke, isn't it? Right? My uncle works for Nintendo. Anyway, it's supposed to be like a creepy game, and I'm not so sure about it. I've never watched it, so let's get into it. What is your best friend's name? None of these. But we're going to go with Brandon. Your best friend Brandon has arrived. Whoa! I'm illiterate. Your best friend Brandon has invited you to a sleepover at his house this weekend. You've been friends since first grade, so asking your mom is basically only a formality. Asking your mom. I don't know what the option was there. You've never confirmed this, but you suspect the babysitter may charge extra when there are two kids. You'd sometimes feel like staying somewhere else is the only way you can help out. That's my only option. We're back to the same screen again. Okay, only formality. On Friday night, you're home for only a few hours, long enough to pack. Oh, that was a little aggressive there. Get that back off that. Okay, long enough to pack. Get in a fight with your younger sister, pack some more, and watch some TV. Oh, at 6 sharp, you're standing on the sidewalk outside Brandon's house while your mother idles in her car nearby. She leans out the window to you. You behave yourself, okay? She says, as always. I'll be at work, but if anything happens, you call me. Well, if this is in my situation, it would be, alright, Mom. I'll pick you up tomorrow at 3, she says, again as usual. But then she pauses, looking up at the sky, which has been overcast through the day. If you play outside, she adds, be careful. It's probably going to rain. Wave Mom goodbye. After you part, your mom... Whoa, about pulled my thing off the shelf. After you part, your mom drives down the street, disappearing around the corner. You turn back to Brandon's house, and the lights inside are glowing warmly. You can see Brandon waving at you from his bedroom on the second floor. Head inside, since that's the only option. It is 6 p.m. in the criminal justice system. Brandon's mom meets you just inside. Hello, she says. Dinner will be ready in just a few minutes, but you can drop stuff off in the den. You and Brandon are camping out there tonight. Cool, says I. You drop your sleeping and overnight bags in the corner of the den and then pause to take a look around. Behind the couch, a grandfather clock is ticking softly. Through a set of patio doors on the far side of the room, you can see the sky is just as gray as it was when your mom left. Framed pictures line the walls, and over the dark fireplace hangs a monstrous pair of antlers from a buck that Brandon's dad shot years ago, and of course, there's the big screen TV. Sometimes it makes you feel uncomfortable how much nicer Brandon's house is than yours. Anyway, you drop your sleeping and overnight bags in the corner of the den and then pause to take a look around. Behind the counter, I've already done that part. Brandon entered the room while you weren't paying attention, and now he now stands, good lord, in the doorway, smiling expectantly. Are you ready for dinner, he asks. Sure. Dinner passes quickly. Tonight's meal is spaghetti and meatballs. God, ugh. One of Brandon's favorite meals, as his mother points out while piling a helping on your plate. Brandon's father cracks a beer and jovially, I can't say that word, interrogates you about how much trouble you and Brandon are getting into at school. Desert is is heaping balls of ice cream drizzled in chocolate sauce. You can't even finish yours. It's about that time. You go along now, says Brandon's mom, smiling from her side of the table. We'll clean up in here. Let's go get the TV ready, says Brandon. The two of you leave the dining room and head upstairs. Brandon's room is immense. What is this Microsoft Paint drawing in the back? You stay in the den because the TV is larger there, but there's a sizable one here, flush with the wall opposite the full-size bed. We'll take the 64 down first, says Brandon, heading towards his TV and opening the entertainment center cabinet. puppies. It's his prerogative, of course. He gets to choose what you play first, usually. But as Brandon begins unhooking the cords from the N64 from the TV, you catch a sight of the other things he has in there. Nudie Magazine Day. All the major stuff. An old SNES, a PlayStation, a Dreamcast. But some other things too. Things you don't really recognize. A large black box with green highlights. A small purple one. And a strange white and yellow tower with what looks like gloves resting on the hooks on either side. A compact white cone. What are those? Brennan looks to the clutter in the cabinet. Oh yeah, he says, they're pretty cool. I can't show them to you though. They're still secret. I promised my uncle. Of course, you suddenly remember his uncle. The uncle who works for Nintendo. In the corner, the grandfather clock is ticking softly through a nearby set of patio doors. You can see it's getting quite dark. Framed pictures line the walls. Brendan is parked in front of a large TV, playing something on the Nintendo 64. I like one of the options is think about his uncle. Looks like Bomberman. It's not a game you're familiar with. You watch for a while, and eventually Brendan turns and looks at you. Come on, you want to play? Play co-op. There's co-op, you ask? Of course, says Brendan, handing you your controller. You don't know the game, but still, it seems oddly familiar. He only has to give you a few pointers on how to move the camera. You play a level or two. All of a sudden, we're in the den. Frame pictures line the walls. You walk around the perimeter of the den, inspecting the pictures idly. Most of them are family portraits from years past. Brandon cradled lovingly between his mother and father, or any one of the three on their own. Look for pictures of Brandon's uncle. You don't find any, not one. The only pictures here are of Brandon and his parents. You don't know why that makes you feel uneasy. Time passes, as it often does. Talk to Brandon. What would you like to talk about? Games. For a while, you and Brandon talk about the game on the TV. It's not one that you're familiar with. And Brandon explains the elaborate systems in some detail. An hour passes? Good God. Ow. That hurt. You're in the den. Brandon's mother bustles into the room, holding a large ceramic bowl filled with popcorn under her arm. How are you kids doing? She asks. Good, says Brandon, his eyes not moving from the television. I hope you're having fun, says Brandon's mom. Here's some popcorn, extra butter. She places it on the floor by Brandon. I am awful at reading. It's been too long. Almost immediately, Brandon is shoveling popcorn into his mouth. Glutton. Meanwhile, his mom smiles first at him and then back at you. There's sodas in the kitchen if you get thirsty. That's Mario Kart that I can hear. She says, and some pizza from the other night if you get hungry. Thank you. She looks at Brandon. Your father's gone to bed. I'll be there soon myself. I want you two to keep it quiet, alright? Yes, Mom, Brandon says tiredly. Oh, and before I forget, she adds, your uncle called. He suddenly has some business here in town tomorrow, but he's driving in early and he'll be here around midnight. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Nothing good happens at midnight. Except Mario Kart. For the first time, Brandon stops playing his game, stops eating popcorn, and turns to look at his mother. Okay, he says. I want you two to welcome him in. He'll be very tired and very hungry, so offer him something to eat before he goes to bed. Okay, Mom. Good night, kids. And with that, she's gone. Huh. I want to ask him about the visit. Okay. Brandon shrugs. Business. They work for Nintendo. He does, says Brandon, frowning but not looking away from the TV screen. He's really important there. Does Nintendo have a lot of business here? Why else would my be uncle coming? Did I read that out of order? Why else would my uncle be coming? That's what I meant to say. Now he's playing Zelda? Brandon says, as if you've asked the dumbest question in the world. Yeah, agrees Brandon. I think you'll like him. What sort of work does your uncle do? Brandon pauses the game and turns towards you, visibly agitated. How should I know? I don't work for them. Right now, he's not quite yelling, but you think if you keep pressing the subject, he might. I could just call him out. I'm not sure I believe you about your uncle. Sorry, I was just curious. You dropped the conversation in silence. It began with Mew. You didn't believe him at first when Brandon came to school one day and told you he finally caught Mew. Prove it, you said. So he pulled out his Game Boy and showed you. There it was, Mew, the 151st Pokemon, available only to the players at promotional events, somehow unlocked on Brandon's game. It's really strong, he said. It KOs every enemy in one hit. Brandon demonstrated his claim at recess when you and some other friends linked Game Boys to do battle. You were the first one down. No one else got in a single hit with Brandon's Mew. You asked how Brandon managed to get it. Oh, my uncle got a job at Nintendo, said Brandon. You were walking home together, past one of the construction crews. Brandon still lived next door to you at the time. Oh. He also got me this new Game Boy, said Brandon, pulling it out of his pocket. You hadn't noticed it earlier, but yes, Brandon now had a sleek new Game Boy Color. Until today, he had one of the old ones, a big gray brick like yours. This one's a special edition, said Brandon. Isn't it cool? You agreed. You snap out of your reflections. God, what am I supposed to do? I just kill time until 12? I'm gonna go to the kitchen, get a soda. Passing through the empty dining room, you enter the kitchen, which is also deserted right now. Oh, I guess I'm glad I didn't say deserted that time. Or deserted. Wait, no, I said that right. Damn it. Always messing things up. Fridge. There were a few things. Soda, cold pizza, milk, a water pitcher, or return to the bin. I'm gonna get soda. You grab your snack. Soda's not a snack. Who wrote this garbage? And exit the kitchen. What is this? I want to know. You head back to the den. The clock chimes. Ow! You're in the den. It begins raining outside. I thought it was raining already. Did I miss that? In the corner of the garage, it's the same crap again. Bowl of popcorn. It's buttery, delicious. Great. You ask Brandon how he did on a math quiz you had trouble with. He got an A, of course. An hour passes. I was ready for it that time. You can't get me a fifth time, game. You grit your teeth. My uncle will be here soon, says Brandon, looking at the clock. You knew that, of course. Brandon smiles at you. Want to play one more before he gets here? Sure. For quite a while, you half-heartedly wander around a map in GoldenEye while Brandon repeatedly headshots you. That little dildo. You're in the den. The grandfather clock chimes the hour as Brandon suddenly looks up from the 64. It's time, he says. Time for what? Holy shit. That's him, says Brandon, standing up. I should go let him in. That's really hurting my ears. As he leaves the den, stop, please. As he leaves the den, you realize you could follow, but a part of you really wants to be scarce for a bit. Well, let's go skedaddle into the bathroom. You run down the halls of the bathroom. God dang. You run down the hall to the bathroom and lock the door behind you. Or at least, this could have been a bathroom. The walls are bare and white, and there's no sink or toilet. But there's some odd featureless white boxes that could stand in for a shower or a linen closet. Step into a plain white box. It's about the size of a shower. From the front of the house, you can hear the front door slam open. After that, you can't hear anything except child. The rain. No, it's not just the rain, but that voice is in the back of your head like something you can't even begin to describe. Though you lock the door behind you, you hear it open easily. You're not sure how you know something is out there because you don't exactly hear it moving. But you know it's there and you know it's stopped. Right outside your hiding spot. Oh, God. It opens the door, even though you immediately realize it doesn't have any hands. the uncle who works for Nintendo. Huh. Well, that was quite a journey, and my head and heart feel weird after having experienced it. But it looks like there's like 5 different endings, so I want to give those a try. But perhaps another time. Until then, have a pleasant day, and thank you for watching. Later.